Hello fish fools, Jeff here. So I thought I would just point out a few of my favorite fish. So I'm going to go around to a few of my aquariums and point out a few of my favorite livebearers. I may have lots of fish and it's hard to... I have so many favorites, but there are some of those few in each tank that kind of stand out. As you may know, if you're familiar with this fish keeping YouTube channel, I adore livebearers, Platies and Guppies, and one of my favorite things about them is that they can mix genes and produce some cool looking mutts. So I'm not particularly into trying to keep them pure strains and breeding true. I like to just put them in and let them mud it up. So this being my 40-gallon aquarium, one of my 40 gallons that has primarily platies and some guppies and other community fish like neon tetras. There's some Julie corridors in here, some pandagars, and some dwarf gouramis, and a couple swordtails. But this tank is home to a couple of my particular favorites. So one of them, right here, this female platy. I think it's particularly cool looking. I mean, it's by comparison to some of the others, it's not as colorful. It's kind of dull even, its body, but I love that orangish red dorsal fin. And this is one of the descendants going back to one of the last fish that was born when I had my 30-gallon planted livebearer community tank. Going back from that tank that I had for a while that leaked, and then I moved and upgraded to this 40-gallon. So this fish right here, if you remember, if you by any chance saw the videos from when I moved, I thought it was dead. I had moved my 30-gallon. It was down to, I removed all the fish out of it and maybe had an inch or so of water and just had shrimp left in it. And I tried to scoop out all the fish, and this one I wasn't able to get, so it was still in there, and it was in that puddle of mud, really. And when I was like upgrading to this 40-gallon, I was scooping out all the shrimp. I was surprised to find that I scooped up this platy and that it lived in those conditions. But yeah, so this I believe has genes of the marigold varietas platy. Like, that's one of the last ones of the original fish that I got 4 years ago, and a gold Mickey Mouse platy. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so that is one of my favorites. Also in here, this green lantern female platy. So you can see the green on it, certain angles of the light looks really awesome. So what I've noticed from seeing these sold at pet stores like PetSmarts or Petco's, most of the times they don't have like black fins like the wagtail fins, but this one does. Whatever female mother it came from, I don't even know, but it was just one of those things where among different fish and just born as a mutt. But the father would have been the male green lantern platy that Rich John sent me a while back. It might be, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago now. 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, so that is a descendant of that fish, and it looks pretty awesome. And let's move on to another tank to check out another one of my particular favorites. Before doing that, again, here I have these red-tailed Dalmatian platies. So these are the originals. This is a male, and I have these 2 females. And most of the fish in here were their offspring. What I've noticed is most of their offspring don't quite have like red tails like those. And they are still cool looking, but you know, whatever genes might have mixed with them. But I'm going to move to another tank to show one of my favorite fish that does have red-tailed Dalmatian genes. It's not one of these, but let's check this out. So in this 10-gallon, this one right here is one of my favorites. It has, again, whatever mixed genes it has. Black wagtail fins. It has the red-tailed Dalmatian body with the wagtail fins. Looks pretty awesome. So this was born in this 10-gallon tank. This was my Mutt Guppy tank going back 4 years ago. It was a Mutt Guppy tank, and the population kind of dwindled, and then I tried to start building it up again. I was gathering more fish. That was before I knew I was going to move, and so I never really followed up on making this Mutt Guppy tank, but I just kept just whatever fish in here. I'm still going to move some of those around, but yeah, this male platy was one that was born in here, and that is one of my favorites. Alright, this is my, and that's it right there, before I lose it. But this is my 3.5-gallon aquarium. Going way back, this was my original Neocaridina shrimp tank where all my shrimp population started. But then I put a couple virgin females in here, a virgin female wild guppy and a virgin female Guppy Endler hybrid. And then I added a male lime green Endler. And this is the colony that they produced. So one of them, that one that I was pointing out, and I did point it out a while back, but it has like a perfect spade tail fin. I believe that is it right there. And hard to get a good look at it with all these fish moving around. What I do need to do is get a specimen, those little specimen tanks, so you can kind of like use to move fish. And yeah, there it is, looking good angle with the light, with the kind of like Guppy traits and Endler traits. That looks pretty awesome. Alright, let's check out one more. Okay, this is my 10-gallon Guppy and Endler hybrid tank. And as I'm looking in here, these Amano shrimp are all pig piling on each other. I think it's because egg-carrying female is releasing eggs, perhaps, and then they're trying to eat them, maybe. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Just happened to catch that. Yeah, so this is my 10-gallon Guppy and Endler hybrid tank. This colony of Guppy and Endler hybrids goes back to one female Guppy and a male like black bar Endler that I had. and the population has kind of risen and fallen along the way over the years. Just looking at, there's actually a few kind of old and sickly looking fish in here, but and there's could be several contenders of some awesome looking fish in here. Like that one pulled it up pretty recently and looking pretty awesome. But the one that I had in mind is, and that one's looking pretty awesome too. Even some of these are got some purple coloring. Alright, the one that I had in mind is probably less colorful, but pretty awesome to me, if I can find it. Where is it? I believe, yeah. This one right here. So it's kind of, looks like it has some wild guppy traits with those like dots, but I've seen videos with other Endler strains called stack Endlers, like ST AEC or EAC. They look really cool looking. This looks like the beginning stages of developing into something like that, but I never did introduce any wild guppy traits in here. But this colony has, you know, over 3 years now, so looks like that one has reverted to some wild guppy traits, but I think it looks cool looking. The 3 dots like that, and I lost it again. But it kind of has like yellow cobra Endler genes, and then those like wild guppy dots, and yeah, there it is. Right here. But I don't know, I think it looks cool with the dots like that. Alright. I just want to point out some of the cool looking mutts, Mutt Livebearers, mutt guppies, mutt platies. And of course there's plenty more. Alright, well that's it for now. And remember, I'm Jeff, and I enjoy fishies. Thanks for watching.